Good. Chilling. Just got done doing it.
Motherly duties and all that, you know what I
mean? Yeah, got my son, one of my friends, her son is over here, so they like, oh, we want to go run around. Go ahead and run around, but make it quick and don't be running in my door all loud and shit. Talking about we want juice and chips and snacks and money and all this old extra shit. Be quiet, tiptoe through this bitch. About to talk to somebody else.
Don't you like the same? You're June what? June 20.
June 23rd.
They got the same day. That's right. We share the same birthday and stuff. Cancers.
Yep.
I know you a little loose and stuff. I don't know. You people like you, I don't mess with people like your cancers. We a little different. Let me ask you: do you subscribe to the? Do you subscribe to the emotional part? They say we're emotional people. Do you subscribe to
that? Yes, but not always in a way people try to throw it out there like we just like off the wire with our emotions. Like, nah, everybody have emotions. I think we tend to either hide or show them, and people are just kind of like, oh, you guys are emotional because we might cry about some shit. But then you don't even know if there's some shit that's worth crying about for me in my life and what then happened. Like, you know what I'm saying? People don't always understand the build up to that moment because we tend to hide in our shell and keep everything to ourselves too. So by the time people see our emotions, it's like, oh, they emotional. And it's like, nah, y'all don't even know that I've been holding this shit in for 2-3 years now. I've been, you know, but
we'll pop on your ass though, Rita.
Yeah. I mean, but that's after allowing shit to slide, asking the motherfucker to chill. You know what I'm saying? It's not just the instant like somebody trip you and you like, oh, whoop your ass. Nah. Somebody poke you and you just gonna pop off. Nah, it ain't like that. It's like, you know what? You've been doing little shit. You've been saying little shit. I've been letting shit slide. You know that I know that you know that I know what the fuck is going on. So now when we get here, don't look at me like I'm
crazy. Rita, give me one word to describe WOTY this year, man.
Entertaining.
I like that word. Okay. I like that. Okay. Do you guys have a panel now? Do you feel like this is the panel? I feel like the culture loves this panel. For what good and different, they love this panel.
I feel like overall that was the overall response that I got from everybody up there on the panel. Everybody felt like this was the best one yet. That the minds that were in that room and collaborated in that room, that this was just the best overall. And I think for multiple reasons, like time wise, things like that, entertainment purposes, like it was just so many different levels of things happening up there that, you know, people really, really appreciated. So I'm grateful that, you know, everybody that I asked said yes. I'm grateful that the women who had been up there previously returned. I'm grateful that, you know, Josh, the first male on the panel, I've been wanting a male on the panel because I feel like that male voice is important. Men do watch female battle rap. So it's, you know, I definitely wanted a male perspective, and for him to be the first male up there, he did a great job. So I'm grateful for all of it.
Did a great job. How difficult is your job being a moderator that has to construct this whole thing? I mean, shout out Jay Black, of course, right? But for you to moderate this thing and, you know, try to control everybody and try to control this and moderate this whole festivities and still give your verdict on who you felt is 15-1 and still watch battles and everything like that. How difficult is your job?
Well, I will say it gets a little bit more difficult the closer we get to the actual date of the panel. And that's for reasons of like flight, travel, just like little things like that. Right. Time, just trying to figure out a date. I mean, we did our best to have it done earlier this year. We said for sure, like, we're not doing this in April. It can air in April, but we're not sitting down in April. That's crazy. Like, we have to do it before April, which is another challenge. Just trying to, but how do you work the donations at the same time? I mean, I feel like we should kind of test Cody's might a little bit, but I'm saying because 2 years in a row, I feel like we should test their might this year a little bit and see how them donations really, who signed with who really going to get the most if the GoFundMes were going at the same time. But yeah, it's everything just gets more difficult the closer we get to the date. Like, you never know what incidents might come up, what this person got going on, what that person got going on. So it gets a little, you know, gets a little tricky at that part. But all throughout the year, I mean, it's the normal shit. I know I haven't necessarily been blogging or doing any type of media in like the last year, but I'm still watching every event. I'm still breaking them down for my people that talk to me on a daily basis. We're talking about all of these events in detail. So, just still doing my same thing, but it just gets more difficult towards the end of the year dealing with the travel.
So when did you start compounding your list? When did you start compounding your list, and when did you feel comfortable walking inside the building? Like, okay, this is my 15. I feel comfortable here with this, and this is when we sit down. Let's chop it up. I'm gonna drop it like this.
I start compiling my list. I'll say after Q1, I start kind of putting things together. By the time we get to the midway point of the year, I feel like I should kind of have like a top 10 that, already did a great job for the first half of the year. And that also helps with like just recency bias. Somebody can have a heavy bottom half of the year and it could overshadow someone else's beginning half of their year. So just trying to make sure like, I'm keeping all of my ducks in a row all throughout the year, as opposed to, damn, somebody had these 2 or 3 fire battles in the third and fourth quarter of the year, and I'm forgetting about something else. So definitely Q1, I'm starting out watching, which right now I'm getting started kind of catching up in, because I've watched some of these battles, but not to break them down.
Right.
So I watched them for, my enjoyment, because dealing with last year's situation, last year WOTY. So just trying to make sure that list stay tight. Going back and forth with myself about the top 3 was like a heavy decision to make. So I feel like that was probably the hardest part of my list. But I'm all throughout the year, this list is being created and is being put together for myself.
Reda, how draining is this whole process? Every year.
I won't say it's necessarily draining. It's actually a lot of fun. I know people are like, damn, Reda up there dealing with a lot. You're so gracious. You handle it with so much poise. And, thank you. But it's not really draining. I can honestly say it can be stressful throughout the year, like just time-wise, trying to figure out, like, damn, a battle, if you think about it, a 3-round battle on average is about an hour. That's an hour away from work, kids, school, whatever it is you got going on. You taking an hour to dedicate and then think about like writing down bars and writing down moments from the battle. So now you're looking at an hour and a half, 2 hours on one battle. So maybe that part can kind of sometimes be a little strenuous. But outside of that, this whole process is really fun. Like getting everybody together, being in that room with so many different minds, hearing everybody's points of views, like every part of this is really, really fun. And I'm watching battle rap anyway, so it's like I'm gonna watch everything anyway.
Is WOTY the best thing to happen for the females within the last couple of years?
Is WOTY the best thing to happen for the females?
In a male dominant sport, right? Is WOTY probably the best thing to happen for the females?
I gotta say WOTY helped contribute, definitely. I always want to give credit. I know a lot of people didn't see it at the time, but that card Royalty, when that card dropped and we seen that blend on that card, you got to think about what cards looked like back then, and the fact that it was females over here. You probably had one female on the card, but they were openers. You get what I'm saying? That card was a true blend, and we got to see all kinds of talent on that card. You get what I mean? Male, female, intergender, 2-on-2. It was so much happening on that card that was like, this right here is what battle rap cards should look like overall. You get what I'm saying? We got enough work to go around. There's so many females that's cooking. This is what female card or just battle rap cards in general should look like on any league, any given week. So I definitely, that's one thing for me that I think was real monumental in just showcasing the women on a big stage, on a big scale, and people being able to see like, nah, they probably can really get busy the way we think they can get busy. Like I feel like it was a thought, but nobody really tested it. And until we got there, we didn't see it. So yeah, I feel like WOTY played a part in it, but I feel like the start of it was the Royalty card and people seeing like something like this could be successful.
Did this year give you the LSU Iowa ladies women's basketball Angel Reese?
I mean, I heard all the,
what we doing,
I heard all the comparisons and I got it. I said, I heard all the comparisons and stuff. It was, it was actually interesting, right? Because while people are watching WOTY, they're also watching the games and everybody is and they're just excited and having a ball. So I think that was really, really dope. One, to be compared to such great talent. These girls are out there killing shit. and they wasn't even at the Final Four at that point. So just for the whole tournament to be getting that much, notice, especially from guys, when that's a
Right.
male dominated sport, and then us doing
Right.
the same thing and taking over the timeline and stuff. So it was interesting to see the comparison. But overall, I'm always happy that people were just having fun watching what we're doing. Even though we put in that hard work, everybody was excited.
And when you guys do WOTY, do you think it forces the men moving forward to pay attention, moving forward to what the ladies are doing?
I think definitely. I think the men are now realizing, like, some of these women deserve their just due. When you're seeing three women on a COTY list and a WOTY list, and that the three women on the COTY list ended up being in the top three of the WOTY list, it's volumes, right? That means that not only are these women standing at the top of the top amongst the women, but they're also in the top of the top amongst the men. So that, I think that's a testament to where they are, but people are definitely paying attention because we're starting to see them on more cards. We're starting to see the women get booked. We're starting to see more new talent, be it from spaces or, just your normal way of finding talent. But we're starting to see a lot more focus on the women. I think people are realizing, like, this is not a bust. We can be successful and have women on a card.
Which I watch you all the time over your champion. I watch your tweets and everything like that. I don't know if I ever heard your take on this though. What's your take on the woman being on the COTY list? I see a lot of everyone has their own mixed feelings about that. I know John's not happy about that. In fact, I had Chirac on a couple of days ago, Reda, and she said she felt the woman should not be on a COTY list. But as a woman yourself who conducts a WOTY thing, a panel moderator yourself, how do you feel about all that?
I think it's a very simple concept here, okay?
All right.
The women in battle rap are a niche inside of a niche sport already. Think about it that way. So when Jay Black created Champion of the Year, it did not say Male Battler of the Year. It did not say Man of the Year. And that was for a reason. He wanted the women to be included. However, when you have looked over the COTY list over time, how many women, it isn't until recently when we got this WOTY list, when we start seeing more and more and more women ended up even on the COTY list.
Right.
So in the past, if you think about it, there was really no opportunity. It was, I wouldn't say no, but very little opportunity for the women to get on a COTY list in general. So now that they have their own, don't get me wrong, I get people are like, damn, it's called Woman of the Year, but they need their shine too when they're not getting it. If COTY was the only thing in existence, I think people would still be making their top 10 or top 15 or top 20 lists for the women, but it probably wouldn't mean as much because you got to look at the top 20 for COTY. And if this is what y'all hold up to the highest standard, and there's no women on there, they're not getting any recognition. They're not getting any shine. Or if we just got one woman on there, it's like, damn, did she really dominate that year? Or is it's just a woman that they decided to put up there? And mind you, opinions and everything changes based on who's in the room, yada, yada, yada. So it's like, and we all, and shout out to Hurricane Dew for being on the COTY panel, but we weren't seeing many women up there and many female perspectives up there either. You know what I mean? So that was the other part to it. We needed this for the women because, again, they are a niche inside of a niche. They really much overlooked. So they definitely needed it. And they also need to, I want to continue seeing more women climb up the ranks and be included in the COTY panel. I mean, in the COTY top 20 list. It is needed. They are the top of the top. When we're talking about just top battle rappers overall, women should be named. It shouldn't be a secluded thing. It shouldn't. But do they need their own to put light on the women who may not make that list, who may not be in the top, but still had a phenomenal year? Absolutely. Absolutely.
It sounds like you're on the fence to that, though, Reda, with the answer that you're like you're on the fence. Or no? Like you understand?
They need it. They need it. They need to be on the COTY list. They need their own list as well. There are so many like Chirac, for instance. She feel like they shouldn't be included, but she probably wouldn't have made a COTY list this year. So how do you get your shine for the year if there is no Women of the Year list?
Good point.
You need it.
What's your take on people? Was the culture ignorant in the sense of when we saw the certain ladies that was in COTY, we automatically thought whoever was higher in the COTY list in terms of the women was automatically going to win WOTY?
They did that last year. I mean, I said it before the panel happened. Like, however Cody had it is probably not how we're going to have it. We looked at things differently, and also where they were placing them, 11, 13, those areas. Not to say that there couldn't have been much debate, but there's really not much. I mean, you feel like somebody belongs in a range. There's really not much debate there. You probably move them 1 or 2 spots, but they're still in that range. So it's not really much to debate. Whereas them being the top women in the game, and then our top 3, I think the majority of people's top 3, it was a little different on this side. It's a little bit more that we got to break down, figure out, compare, contrast, look at pros, cons. It's been like that since last year. So I knew we were going to prove them wrong again. However, they have things like, and no matter what order we would have had them if Coffee won, it still dispels the rumor that we just going to have to follow after them.
The women raising more money than the men the last couple of years. What do you equate that to? What do you chalk that up to? The woman got more bread. You know what I mean? The last couple of years.
Look, I told John when the women are involved in things, it just is a lot more lit for some reason. Like people are, don't get me wrong, people are invested in the men, but once you throw the women in, you get the women involved. For some reason, it just adds that little extra bit of spice, that little bit of, you know what I'm saying, that you need on the whole situation. People really get excited for this. And shout out to the women and their promo. That's another thing. The promo that the women were doing kept their foot on. Yeah, like everybody was keeping their foot on next. Like, listen, make sure y'all donate and make sure y'all voting, because I think, especially after people saw how Cody went this year, and with it being like a 5-vote difference between who won, you gotta start getting your people involved. Like, hell nah, man, there's no way in hell I'm gonna lose the 5 votes. So people did a great job of promoting this year too. Again, I think when the women get involved, it's just always just a lot more lit. For some reason, they just add a little bit more to the situation.
If I'm a person that donates a lot of money to WOTY, right? Do I automatically think the person that I'm voting for and I'm putting that extra money for is going to win? And how do you ever go through the situation where the person who put a lot of bread in hit you up and be like, Reda, I donate a lot of bread and I thought this person was going to win because I put so much bread into it. You obviously have to know that that's out of your hand, number one. I mean, how do those conversations work? Or is there a conversation?
No, I've never had anybody reach out to me like, oh my God, I spent X amount of money and this person didn't win. But I think overall, for the most part, when people watch the panel and they see how we broke things down, like maybe you might not be able to watch it while it's airing live and you just see the list. They may have a complaint or two, but I always have to tell them, you got to go back and watch to see how we even got there. Every year, it's been something different where people kind of came in there with their list one way and the list left a completely different way. So overall, I don't think anybody is really angry. You know what I mean? People may have their complaints in terms of how we broke this down, how we broke that down. I don't get how y'all got this because ... We understand that. But as far as like being angry for the amount of money they put in and not getting the result that they wanted, nah.
Is the 15th spot the hardest thing to have discussion notes of to pick across the panel when you guys are deciding to go with 15? Because I feel like the cash flow Rizzy and Jay conversation was heavy though, Reda. It was a little.
It was heavy. I personally had cash flow Rizzy in my 15th spot. Cash flow Rizzy for me, I'm not going to sit here and say like she won every battle or she had like the cleanest performances. But after every battle that she had, there was so much talks about her. Maybe people didn't know who she was. They like, yo, I gotta go watch her now. Like people were really, really ecstatic to see more of her following her battles. Going into those matchups, maybe her opponents would have got a little bit more shine of light, like Zen or E-Heart. More people are like, damn, I want to see E-Heart cook. You know what I'm saying? More fans are more interested in seeing her. They are more familiar with E-Heart. But cash flow came and showed out, and people were surprised. You get what I'm saying? When you go in there and you just like you almost won a round versus E-Heart, that's a lot to speak on. Because E-Heart, she could 30 the best of them. So
absolutely.
I think after her performances, there was a lot of chatter after her performances. In terms of Jade, for me, going into her matchups, there was a lot of talk because they were big matchups, because of the names we were hearing. It's like, damn, I want to see her cook. I can't wait to see this matchup. I think after the matchups, the chatter died down. It wasn't as much excitement in terms of, damn, I can't wait to see her again, yada, yada, yada. I was just like, oh, she had a performance. Here go a bar. And that was it kind of thing, right? Versus that excitement that I saw from like fans and other people, you know, who were like, damn, I kind of want to see Rizzy a little bit more. But I think not that it was a very hard decision. I feel like everybody was standing on their 10, which I got my list. Y'all got y'all list. Everybody gonna stand on their 10 while we up there. That's what we up there for, is to talk this shit out. So it really wasn't difficult for me. It was just that little back and forth. We had to have that conversation. So some things gotta be done to get to a solution.
How many private conversations do you have with ladies behind the scenes about a multitude of things?
Most of the conversations that I have behind the scenes are not about with the ladies on the panel, are not about like actual battles, and I don't want any of our images or thoughts or perceptions to be tainted in any way. Like, you get what I'm saying? I want everybody to come up there with their own original ideas and thoughts and perspectives on battles, as opposed to us kind of chatting about it and maybe trying to be in agreement on certain things, or, you know, maybe somebody noticed something that I didn't notice, but now that adds on to my argument. You get what I don't want that. So I try not to have those conversations with them behind the scenes. We do chat like right before we actually sit down about a few things, but throughout the year, nah, we ain't.
Well, no, I apologize. I meant to ask what I meant, female battle rappers. That's what I should have prefaced it that way.
Female battle rappers.
For a long time, you know.
So behind the scenes, I do. If, for instance, like I reached out to Mallory X, right? Mallory X has a lot of battles. She did like 2-3 tournaments. She did a lot of work last year. I wanted to be sure. I scour people's pages, Instagrams, Facebooks, Twitters, looking for their flyers, making sure I got everyone, making sure I got every battle. But I will still reach out for stuff like that. You know, hey, this is the resume that I got. Is this the resume? But most times I don't really miss much. I'm very much watching everything that's going on throughout the year. But in a situation like Mallory, I needed to be clear on the tournament. What exactly happened in the tournament? I know you battled 3 times. How did you battle Educate twice? So that way I can, you know what I'm saying, figure certain things out. And then the bullpen tournament, I wasn't there for the bullpen tournament. So I had to ask her about that and how that went. How many times did she battle? Yada, yada, yada. Who did she battle?
She battled
I had to get
right?
that information.
Battled Rock Lee, right?
She battled Rock Lee on Queen of the Ring. Yeah. But I had to get, like, you know, certain details. I had to get those details so that I could know and I could put things in order the right way. But for the most part, you know, I tend to talk to them behind the scenes when I need to make sure I got everything that I need to get. Outside of that, is, you know, I'll talk to people in the spaces. I'm not really communicative with people too much, but outside of my friends.
Right.
Like, I got my friends, like Caution, for instance. Caution can hit me up anytime, come hang out with me. It's not, but most people not. And we don't talk about too much battle rap either.
Okay. Let me ask you, how, as a culture, right? We all missed out Shayna's third battle, because I missed it out too. Y'all ain't the only one. Everyone didn't know about
Shayna. I saw that clip on her page when I was scouring pages. I'm not gonna lie. The caption said nothing about a battle. The caption was just like another one or something like that. Like, I kind of looked at the clip for a second. It looked like a cipher to me. I did not know that was a battle. Had I known that was a battle, I definitely would have asked her about it. Like, you know, when did this happen? I need those things most of us put into our spreadsheets. So the date, the league, all of that kind of stuff we put in there, that matters to us too, right? I thought that was a cipher. If you look at the background, it's like speakers and graffiti, and I was like, okay, cipher Shayna. That's what I thought that was. And I'm not even trying to be rude, funny, or smart, but I take my time to, and I did apologize to her, because it's, mind you, all across the board, every platform that I spoke to, nobody knew about this battle. So it was like, even battle rappers that I asked, they like, I didn't hear about this. I didn't know about this. I went back through her pages, went through her Twitter, searched the bull name, and I saw nothing. So it was like, I had no idea that that happened, nor did anybody else in the culture. Nobody else in the culture that I knew or could speak to knew that battle happened. However, I did do my work in terms of going through pages. Again, that caption on that clip says nothing about a battle. It's up on her Instagram. She screenshotted and put it on her Instagram. But again, I thought that that was a cipher. I had no idea that she was battling somebody.
Wow. I interviewed Shayna Ashley 3 times last year, and I didn't know nothing about
And I feel bad. It would have helped her argument a lot more. You know, the argument was about having 5 clean rounds. And, you know, the adverse side to that was, well, it was an incomplete battle. I really could say that that battle don't count and kick her off the list. So that was the other side of the argument. But it's unfortunate that nobody knew. Like nobody knew. Nobody.
the Shuni Lola back and forth, man. In time when Lola was talking on the panel, was it a little bit too much, in your opinion? Nothing.
I think here's what I'm gonna say. People were entertained.
I was
So
very much entertained.
I will say this: people were entertained, right? I I knew people were gonna love it. Like, there's no way around it. I knew people were gonna
I
love it.
love you.
I knew I knew people such as Shuni, maybe other battle rappers wouldn't have loved it, right? Because this is also their passion. While Lola is up there passionate and discussing their years, this is Shuni's passion and hobby or whatever. Like this pays her bills too, but this is her passion as well and her work as well. So I understand both of them kind of being heightened in that moment that they were speaking to each other. I understand it. I feel like they can talk and work things. I feel like this ain't nothing personal. This is battle rap. Me and Shuni argued like 3 times last year in the space is top of our lungs. Yada, 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 yada. We still got on the phone, bitch. Call my phone so we can talk. Cause you had some feedback to give me. Let's talk about the feedback. And not in no disrespectful way, but let's sit and chat about what it is that you think we could do differently, what it is you think we could do better, what it is you think we dropped the ball on. So we sat and did that. We don't have a personal problem. This is about us breaking down her year and discussing something that she takes very passionately. She takes very seriously. So I understand your emotions towards it. I can't be but so mad at you and feel like it's personal or feel like you really, got a real problem with me. Nah, it ain't that. We gonna chat it out, we gonna talk it out, and we gonna laugh and have shots and shit next time I see you. Like, ain't no issue.
What do you think about Lo saying that she doesn't want to be on the panel anymore?
I just wish her well on her future endeavors. I'm glad she was a part of the panel for as long as she was. It was a no-brainer from the beginning, but I definitely just want to see her do well and see her prosper in whatever it is that she decides to do.
So you haven't talked to her at all? You guys haven't tried to talk her off from doing that?
Well, again, I wish her well, and I want whatever it is that she's going to do in the future. I just want that to work out for her. Like, I understand the panel being very stressful to people. This is an all year long process. You can watch battles for fun, but you still have to critique them. You get up there, you critique them, you spend your hard earned money, time. I just told you it could take 2+ hours to break down the battle for your notes. That's one battle.
Absolutely. Facts. That.
Then on top of that, I don't know what people think, but they don't get paid to come up there. They have to get there, they have to get there. And this is something that they want to do. So they're going to get there. They're going to do the work, but I also understand taking a break. I haven't blogged or did no media in like a year. Needed a break. Sometimes you need to reset, and that's okay.
So you guys have had a group discussion like, let's cooler heads prevail. Here's the thing, and I told him, I don't know how you feel about this, right?
I always say, right, try to mediate the beef, you get found with them. I'm not about to mediate nobody else shit either. We're off the panel now. You get what I'm saying? Whatever and whatever transpires between people from here on is out of my control. I'm no longer here to mediate anything else between anybody else. You get what I'm saying? I will try to sometimes, depending on who it is and how I feel about them, I will try to make sure, like, hey, let's try to keep a level head here and not like take this way out of the box. We're talking about battle rap. This is not real life. People don't, it's not no real situations. Let's not take it to where it's like it's super personal now and people do have issues. But most times I just let people do their thing because it's out of my hands. I can't talk for anybody.
Got you. I don't know how you feel about this. And I said this to Lo, right? Because I heard your spaces. I was popped in there when you guys on. Well, 2-part question. Do you feel after WOTY is released to the public to see it, right? Should there be a pause to cause in the sense of not running to the spaces so quickly because emotions are running so high? Now you are very good because you're going to be chill. No,
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why, right? I'm gonna tell you why. I started doing that. I've only done this 2 years in a row with the spaces immediately following the airing, right? And the reason being is while y'all have just watched this, while this is fresh, I want y'all to come up here and be able to discuss what y'all just saw, right? Here's what I will say. It's not us necessarily being worked up as the panel. We sat through this. We recorded it. We know what happened up there. I get the rappers being no, but look, I get the battle rappers being angry. But when y'all watching, when people are watching in a group setting, and there's a bunch of negativity in that setting in general, that's already getting people amped up. So by the time they come over to my situation at the end, it's like you already on 10 because you was over here and you was letting them slowly but surely just amp you up to that point. I can't do nothing about that though either. It's always I did my best in terms of trying to navigate that situation, right? What I did was I had Lola as a co-host because I respect the fact that she made a very valid statement up there, right? And I knew the rappers were gonna have something to say about it, or they were gonna want to discuss it. You're a co-host, you have the ability to kind of control this a little bit. You get what I'm saying? And at the time, I didn't realize her and Hustle had each other blocked, so our WOTY couldn't even get into the space to get congratulated for a while. But I wanted to make sure Lola felt comfortable in that spot, being in that spaces up there. I didn't want her feeling uncomfortable either. You have somewhat control. Now we all adults. I'm not really with the muting for real, but you kind of do have control to kind of mute somebody and be like, listen, I don't want to argue. I don't want to have a back and forth. I get your emotions. I'm going to let you rock, but I do want to let you know this, make your points, let them rock. I mean, I kind of tried to do that for as much as I can. Like me and Shoni did get into it last year, but
I remember that also.
As much as I can, I try to let them rock because we going up there to talk about their year. I couldn't imagine like going and playing a sport or something like that, or doing something creatively that I love, and people are critiquing it, and they're critiquing it in a negative way. And not only that, it's on like one of the biggest platforms out. So
champion, of course, absolutely.
I understand the rapper's frustration as well, but it's just a blend of different things. Y'all group watching over here, people are already on 10. We started space, we calm, we're chilling. We know what happened. We're just here to have the conversation with people fresh, while it's fresh on their minds. Not for us to have arguments, but while everything is fresh on people's minds, let's discuss it. Let's get this out the way so all of us can move on.
You want the raw emotions right then and there, basically, right? I got you.
But that way, all of us can kind of move on from there. And this is not a thing where, I think the first 2 years, it was a thing where it was like, one of us will be in a space and we're like being bombarded.
Right.
We're being bombarded in a space, but we're by ourselves, and maybe we're being questioned about some shit that wasn't our point. I didn't say that up there on the panel. Why am I being questioned about? You get what I'm saying? Let's not do that. Let's not have, dude pop up in the space 2 days later and y'all trying to argue her down about some shit that she didn't say or something that did. Like, you get what I mean? Let's not do that. We're going to all pull up. The whole panel going to be here. We're going to say hi to everyone. We're going to have the discussion with everyone. And let's get this shit over with so that way we're not arguing 2 weeks later. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be too much argument 2 weeks later. We can explain everything right now, right here.
All right, so here's my thing. Because when I was in your spaces, right, and I applauded Shuni on this. The fact that even though she was mad, right, and she said how she felt, right, and her and Lo had an exchange, she said the illest shit. You know what she said? I still want Lo on the panel. After all that, Reda, she still said
is very level-headed. She's very level-headed. Don't get me wrong. Being on 10 because you just in a negative setting and you're able to like go right at this person now that they hear after like, maybe having a discussion somewhere else. I get it. But I get the emotion of it too. But Shuni is very level-headed. She's not one to be like, oh, this really is personal. So fuck her and I don't ever want to see. No, it's not personal. This is battle rap again. She knows. She admitted, hey, I had some slip ups. I'm a admit on my end, but I also want her to admit that she was performative. And you know, however that works is however that worked. But she don't want to see her leave. She didn't want to see her say like, "Oh, I'm done," and like leave the space and all that. You get what I'm saying? She didn't want to see none of that. She wanted to discuss it, and I get that.
Right. Because Lo told me the main reason that she wants to get off the panel was because of the situation with Shuni, and I also think that the back and forth with Sarah Connor also that was a little bit too much.
Sarah Connor thing was uncalled for. I do want to say like threatening us or like borderline threatening us for discussing battle rap, you know, is uncalled for. I mean, some of those tweets, I don't know how else people would take it if that was them. I would say that. But like borderline threatening us in a sense is uncalled for. And my main point when I originally said, I let Sarah get her shit off too, but I told her, you were a mute up there. You didn't do the work. She's done the work 4 years in a row. She's always been this passionate. She's always came up there with the same level of substance.
Right.
So to borderline attack her for that when you sat up there and didn't do the work and was shell shocked or there for vibes or whatever the case may be was disrespectful, you know, and show her some grace as a former panel member yourself, knowing that we did a lot of work. She's seen us up there with all our papers and books and all our rhymes and notes, and show us some grace and show her some respect. Like, I understand people were frustrated with maybe the performance of it, but let's have some respect for one another and not kind of make those type of statements that are, you know, could be questioned. Or are you trying to threaten me? Like how I just don't understand how certain people would take those tweets if they were directed at them.
Right. So candidates, are you? I mean, obviously, you can't say a name right now, of course, right? Because you probably don't know. Obviously, you don't know who you want to run with. But do you have an idea of people that you want to, without saying their name, obviously, right? Of people that you kind of want to talk to?
I do. Okay. I tweeted it. It's all. I will not rest until London Jen graces the platform. That's it. That's all. So I've been in contact with London Jen. I believe it's 3 years now. I've been like, we got to get you. We got to get you on. We got to get you on. During the pandemic, that was an issue. You know, flight travel and paperwork was backed up. It was just like a lot. So,
she's in the UK, right?
Correct. So still trying to get her over here. I just won't rest until she's graced the platform. Like, I just need her up there. I love everything that London Jen does, between her writing and her articles, between what she did with battle rap, what she does with battle rap trap, like her own personal blog. She's just out doing so much work. And she not only is her heir to the street for the UK, but over here as well. That's a lot to keep up with. So I respect everything that she do, and I want her. I've been wanting her on the panel. Like that's my next person that I'm really looking forward to having on.
Reda, correct me if I'm wrong though. Doesn't she just recently have a situation going on? Some big things going on, London Jen?
Meaning?
I thought she just had like something. I saw a tweet that she put out there. Finally, something positive she got going on. I think she. I forgot what I saw on the timeline that she got going on. She's doing some big things.
And check it.
My bad.
She's amazing. I'm gonna go back and check it. But yeah, she's amazing. She's phenomenal. Like I just need her for one day, one weekend. That's it. One weekend. Not even the whole weekend. I just need her for the one day. That's it. She can go back and do the other stuff. I just need her for the one day.
Do you think that you guys lose the rawness with the panel you had this year? Because that's just a raw panel, though, Reda. From the facial expression.
I don't think we necessarily lose the rawness, so to speak. I mean, we do got Hurricane Do is up there. Shout out to her for being up there every year. I think Hurricane Do, when she speaks, it does a lot. The words that she chooses to use, the way she chooses to phrase things and present them, the argument she chooses to pick to even jump into to say anything about, she tends to make very valid points when she says something and it makes a statement. So she still brings that rawness. I think it might have been, overshadowed this year, but I think she still had some moments in there where it was like, okay, dude, we see you, you know.
Me and Dude did shows together back in 2015. That's how far me and Dude go back. That's my
You
homie.
know how like real she is in terms of what she's saying and how she
Both
presents
of y'all
things. She's very
give
careful.
me real woman vibe. Both of y'all kind of give me similarities a little bit, though.
Okay, I think everybody say that. That's why I be like, I just call them my big
Yeah.
sisters. Because I'm like, everybody say that we remind each other of each other.
You're the Philly version. She's the New York version. It just, I don't know. It works. It just works. I don't know. You know what I mean? How happy were you for QB for finally making the first time being on the voting list?
QB deserved it this year. She did great. I mean,
Happy,
her year up until the E-Heart battle, her year was great. There was no denying she was going to be on that list from the first half of the year. It was like QB is up there. Her first half of the year, though, she's looking at top 5. So you think about that. She had 3 bodies at that point. So it was like you're looking at top 5 for QB. But yes, happy that she's on the list. I'm also, like I said, I'm happy for Cash Flow Rizzy for being up there on the list. I feel like she did great this year. The first timers, I feel like they're always excited, but I think it always pushes them a little bit more too, right? To like, they either want to bump up a spot or you know what I'm saying? They try and make the top 10 next time.
Chirac is motivated. She told me she motivated as hell, Chirac.
Yeah, I think the first year motivated her. Her first year being mentioned and all of that definitely motivated her. Like, nah, I'm up there. I got this. So shout out to her. Like, she's done phenomenal too. Like, I love her year. I love everything that she's doing. I love everything that TBL and Chilla and everybody up there are doing to get her booked on certain cards and get her certain opponents.
Got a 40
having like she has
she don't got, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she's gotten good opponents. She did well versus them is the thing. That's what you want to see. You don't want to see nobody going in there and slacking. So she did good going in there versus those top, these are top tier women that we're looking at who going in and whipping niggas ass on a daily basis. So it's like for you to go in there and hang with them, that shows that, I felt like we were going to see her around for a long time. After last year, well, even the first year we mentioned, I'm like, we going to see her around for a while. And then she got motivated, and then we see her 2023. We definitely going to see her around for a while.
All right, let me ask you this question. These accolades that these sideline awards that Jazz won, right?
Uh-huh.
All right. Is there a disconnect between the culture with that?
No, I think it's all about promotion. I think for the most part, Jazz promoted for Casey. For 2 awards. However, when they're seeing it from her page and they're fans of Jazz, they're hitting that link for her. They're donating to give her
popularity
props. You get what I'm saying?
Popularity contest, basically.
I would say that people should. I would say the strategizing at the top of the year for your entire year. Also strategizing your promo. Strategizing what your Twitter looks like, what your Instagram looks like, what people go to it. For instance, just imagine you was a casual fan. You may have not even heard of Jazz the Rapper. Last time you watched it was DVD days. You hear about this girl Jazz, you go to her Instagram. I don't see a bunch of unnecessary stuff. She getting right to business for real. You get what I'm saying? You go to her Twitter and you look through, she might got a random tweet here or there, a conversation here or there. Most of her stuff is promotion for all of the stuff that she's done all year long. So she's straight to business on her pages, meaning when you go to her pages, you can instantly see what battle she had, who she battled, the promo for those battles, who else was on these cards. You can see her supporting her friends when they battle. Every time Casey battles, she's supporting her. So it's like you now know, damn shit, Bardashian, what's this? Everything pieces together real quick for you when you're going through her social media. So little stuff like that matters. You know what I'm saying? To the outside looking in. I know y'all gonna say it's a popularity contest, but
it is though.
Think about,
it is.
You got to think about how quick it is to.
All right. Let me ask you a question because I want to get your opinion because you're a very intelligent woman. Jazz got performance of the year. I don't know if I get Jazz that award.
Who would you have given it to? I mean, I had different situations for some of those too. So,
all right. So, if memory serves me right, wasn't the nominees also Shuni over Suge, right? And something else I'm missing. No sis. There's something else.
I didn't get the paperwork.
All right. It was what? Hustle over Rock. I believe. One of them over Jazz.
I think the Hustle Rock performance was probably that was up there. The Shuni performance was up there. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else. It's easy to I don't want to say it's a popularity contest when it's easy to sway people's thoughts. It's the same way we see these
Right.
scenarios get brought up online and people think they real and they not. Somebody
Now,
sitting up there telling a story, they arguing with their friends about this situation they just watched in a video thinking it's real, and they up there acting. So it's very easy to sway the minds of the people. So yeah, I
absolutely.
strategize at the top of the year.
What did you have in battle? What's your battle of the year for me?
My battle of the year, honestly, my battle of the year was Hustle versus Rock. That battle just was so monumental. It was so monumental on so many different levels. It had so many moments. You thought you were going to the beach, you're going to hell. Like it was just so much stuff that happened in that. And then it was his 50th, the cake, and it was a lot that happened in that situation. Also her finally getting that battle, her trying to get that battle over the years has proven to be testy, has proven to be, troublesome. It had issues. They had issues. They could not lock the battle in. They finally locked that battle in, and for that performance to be as great as it was on both sides,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But if for me, if we talking, because here's the other thing, people feel like this intergender battle, it shouldn't. But for me, one of the ones for me was Chirac versus Tony Blanco.
Tony Blanco, I'm glad you went there, man. I'm glad
Crazy,
you went there. I'm glad you went
crazy
there.
back and forth. Now I know
Right.
people got Chirac losing. I just remember being in a moment of watching it, how I was so on edge because I'm like, this is a dog fight. She might be losing a little bit, but she's edging, she's fighting through. I was on the edge of my seat that whole damn battle. So it was like that was another they feel like the intergender one shouldn't matter in those scenarios for the accessory awards. Chirac Tony Blanco. That's a
So,
dog fight.
so
And
let me
shout out
so,
to Chrome 23. Shout out to Chrome 23 for having it.
so are we in agreement that Tony Blanco and Chirac was a better battle than Jazz and Nitty? Is that a reach?
No, that's not a reach. That's not a
Okay.
reach. I think
yeah.
I think that was a fun battle, not to like put any slight on the work that Jazz did, because I know people been kind of saying that, which is irritating as hell. Jazz
Coffee
went
was
in there to work. She went in there to kill, right? But for me, that was it was a serious drawing, but it also was like an all-star card type situation, almost like the big cards, the big weekends where we get 3-4 cards in a weekend. It was almost like that situation with it being Cody versus WOTY. So it was an interesting matchup. I don't think many people had Jazz winning overall. So that was another thing that was like a little tick on that battle. You know what I'm saying? If she would have won, it would have looked a lot different. Or if people of the consensus was that she won, it probably would look and feel a lot different. But yeah.
Jazz, Coffee, Hustle. How when you were doing your breakdown of those three ladies, how difficult was that for you? Or was it not
It was
difficult?
difficult in the beginning. I think I was overthinking it, right? And then I had to sit with myself and just tell myself, like, take that shit back to like the simple, like win loss. Let's just go simple first, right?
Right, okay. Right.
When I'm looking at win loss debatable, Jazz came in third when it comes to that. When I'm looking at all of her matchups, she has debatables there that are like, maybe some people got her winning, or maybe you can try to argue 2 rounds in there, but they're not clear wins. So that was another thing I was looking at, clear wins. That was what solved it for me, because I overthought every other aspect of it, performance and lyrical ability and material and strength of schedule, and I went back and forth so many times with that because Coffee's schedule was fucking insane and she headlined so many times. Like that was another thing that was like, you just everywhere you go, you just headline, 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 headline. And she got through a bunch of grudge matches. So that was another thing I was looking at. So that's why for me, I had Coffee in 2 for that reason. Like you going overseas, building material for them. You headlining over here, headlining over there. You battled Geechee Gotti, which was a good. I felt like people thought Geechee was going to go in there and smoke her clear, and she proved like, nah, that's not about to fly. So she went in there and did her numbers in a grudge match that I think everybody wanted to see. Like everybody was tuned in
Right.
I get that people are like, you know, they don't want to see messy battles. Y'all do. Y'all want to see the mess, and y'all interested in the mess, but y'all want to hear it in bars, and y'all want it to sound good. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want the flows and the pockets on the messiness to sound good. So yeah, she got through a lot last year, a lot.
Do you think the culture was shocked that Jazz was number 3? Because that's the vibe I got.
Yeah, I think a lot of people had Jazz as number 1, but that's another testament to just like us breaking down everybody's years and really thinking it through all the way, as opposed to, you know, just what's in front of our faces and what we're seeing. Like, no, we got to break this down a little bit. How many battles did she win? How many, and also in comparison to the other women, just comparing her year and certain battles, like even the top half of the year, she wasn't high up for me in the top half. She wasn't 2, she was like 3. If I'm not, she might have been 3 or 4, if I'm not mistaken. Like, she was lower than a lot of other women based on her resume at the midpoint of the year. So, I mean, she did step it up with the opponents towards the later half of the year. Rum Nitty, New Jersey Twerk, you know, those opponents, Big K. Those opponents are heavy opponents. You get what I'm saying? But it's still, it just about it. You playing catch up at that point, if that makes sense. Like, you playing catch up the Hustle, you playing catch up the Coffee, and they were already on the run. Like, Hustle started her year like, pew, she was going me. Flying, she's out of here from the beginning of the year. So
yeah, when she battled Shuni, she ain't look back. My verse and all that. Listen, I don't know how you feel about this, Reda. I had Hustle losing 1 battle last year, 1. And I was against
Eunice. Okay. Yep. I mean, it was a good battle. I feel like Hustle had so many moments in that battle. She did a great job. She did a great job of showing him what the future looks like in terms of the heavy hitters and how to approach them and shit like that. How they gonna approach him. I love when she mocks people. It's the funniest shit in the world. Like, nobody does a better job at that than Hustle. But yeah, I feel like if people got her losing that, I get that. But she did great. Her material was great.
How extra are you expecting Hustle to be at the ceremony?
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. It always depends on her mood, how she feels that day. You know, however she feels that day. If she feel like going in there and like really drawing for real, she gonna go in there and trip out and bug out on everybody. You know what I'm saying? If she feel like going up there and being a lady and being like, oh, I'm gonna sit up here I'm gonna talk my shit, but I'm gonna sit up here with some grace because y'all hate me, which is another thing. I hate that, you know, I feel like I want her to get over that. We love her.
Thank you.
We love her. I want her to get over that hump.
Let me piggyback what you said right there. Hey, Hustle, listen, man. You gotta understand. Listen, all right. Hustle at times, I like Hustle, right? Hustle can be aggressive at times. A lot of things. Sometimes I look at her like this, but I can separate that, right, from Hustle, the battle rapper. You know what I'm saying? Hustle, the battle rapper is what you should be paying attention to. Don't get your personal feelings in there. If you say rocks or some shit like that, I don't care if she don't fuck with me or not. It is what it is. I'm still gonna keep it just a battle rap. It ain't that fucking deep for me as a man. You know what I'm saying? That girl can rap. She's dumb nice. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So I don't know when the Paul's got losing to Arsenal. I'm like, come on, nigga. She beat Arsenal. We not doing that. Y'all niggas like, wow.
That's why I'm like, I feel like hopefully this right here will help her get over that hump of the people.
I think she gotta stop playing this villain role. Stop saying that villain shit. I think so. I know she wants to embrace the villain role.
Though. People be messing with her too, though. 3.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That is
bothering her too.
That is true.
So it's, you know, when she decides to step out and step on shit, then everybody's in an uproar. Oh my God, Hustle's so mean. Yada yada yada. But y'all be fucking with her sometimes. Leave her the fuck alone. Like,
they do. Yeah, you gotta leave her alone. Let her be. I'm happy for that sister. She's been there for a long, long time, and I know this means a lot to her. I can tell that this means a lot to her. You know what I mean? Okay. So
I hope this is able to help her get over that hump of the people hate me, and I hope that the people also see she's not the one that y'all need to be hating. She's not someone that y'all need to be hating in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Give that girl her flowers for all the work that she's put in over the years. Give her her flowers. Well, she deserves them.
Let me tell you what you ladies did. You know, you ladies, y'all the reason why Hustle and Jazz about to battle, right? You do understand that, right?
I mean, we'll see. We'll see if it happens. I know they agree.
I'm not doing that.
I heard them say what they said.
You trying to be nice. I'll do this for you. Hey, Jazz, let's be honest. I had Jazz on my show numerous times to the point Jazz kept telling me, 3, I'm tired of you asking about Hustle. She told me that one time. Real talk. She told me that, Rita, right? Then it felt like Hustle wants to battle. Me as a blogger, it felt like Hustle want smoke. For whatever reason, Jazz didn't want to battle, respectfully. This WOTY thing, Jazz looked like she's on a battle now because of what just take. Bring your belt. I got my belt. You got your belt.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I heard what she said. I mean, we gotta see if it's gonna get booked, where it's gonna get booked there, how the situation gonna work out. I know for like people like Tata who see things the way I see things, like again, I'm gonna keep referencing that royalty card. Women can headline Summer Madness. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna keep referencing that royalty card because that was the beginning of what cards should look like. Who's really the top of the top here? Who's really the biggest draw here? Who really has the biggest draw for the biggest matchup on a Summer Madness stage right now? Right now, like there's a few matchups you can say. Jazz versus Hustle sits amongst those ranks too, so they could be a headliner. It's not impossible.
Can you remind the people who might not remember that royalty card? Do you remember that card on the top of your head, though, sis?
That card had, if I'm not mistaken, the 2-1-2 Geechee and Coffee versus Cortez and Misfit. That had if I'm not mistaken, they had 40 versus Hustle on that card. That had who else was on? I feel like Casey was on that card versus Miss Merck, if I'm not mistaken. Was it Miss Merck?
I don't know Miss Merck in a minute.
But it was a blend on that card. Also, I believe Twerk versus Av was supposed to be on that card. So it was a blend of matchups on that card that we were seeing. That's why I'm like, we got a 2-on-2. We got female versus female. We had so many different blends of things on that card. We had a male versus male battle. It was what cards should start looking like, a blend. Women need to be booked too. Get them booked. Keep them in the mix of things.
Absolutely. What's your take on the Chrome card?
Chrome card is phenomenal. First of all, shout out to Remy for the promo because the promo is always where it needs to be. Her promo has been phenomenal since day one. I think she came in and made a statement in terms of visuals. Even, her first events, you walking in a building and the whole building is like customized Chrome 23s. You don't see no emblems or nothing else. Everything say Chrome 23 is customized plates, cups, this, that. Yeah, I love that aesthetic. But the card, the matchups. Now let's get to the meat and potatoes here.
Yeah.
Prestavia versus Shayna Ashley.
All right, so let me tell you what they try to tell me in the space today.
Prestavia versus Shayna Ashley. What are we doing?
Prestavia just had a baby, right? Shout out to her for that. Am I wrong? They try to kill me and say I'm bugging because I picked Shayna 2-1.
I don't think you're bugging. I think us not seeing Prestavia in a while has, made the energy die down. And us seeing Shayna a little bit more recently has kind of maybe kept the energy up for her a little bit more. I will say, I'm looking at this battle from a lyrical and performance standpoint, right?
All right.
I'm interested to see how Prestavia is going to be up there performing in comparison to Shayna's performance. The flows, the delivery, and then also the content. I think that's the main thing for me that I'm like, I don't know which way this is going to go. I will say this, sometimes Prestavia, even though her content, her schemes, bars, punch, everything is great, sometimes she can have content that people just can't get jiggy with, so to speak.
Absolutely.
So I think that's one thing that can possibly hold her back. And then on Shayna's side, I feel like people may not catch her shit in the moment sometimes. So because she she's not one to necessarily stop and look at the crowd like y'all tripping, y'all ain't here without. No, she's gonna keep she's gonna keep rocking and rolling. But yeah, people don't be catching her shit sometimes, and they may not react when they need to be reacting. But overall, this is gonna be a heavy hitting matchup. This could go either way. This right here could go either way.
Can I go ahead with this, Rita? Potential battle of the night?
Potential battle of the night. How do you think your fellas are going to do up there? I mean, this is a long awaited matchup. We're finally getting it.
All right. I spoke to Swan. Listen, Verb is my guy, and I love giving that nigga hell as much as I can. I just love giving that nigga hell as much as I can, right? I told Swamp last night though, Rita, I can't trust you right now, bro. In terms of choking, my nigga, like you got to be clean, bro. You got to be clean. You do, but I would say this, though, I'm expecting Swamp to be clean. I'm expecting it. I'm going verb 2 on edge.
Okay.
Edge. But listen, would I be shocked if Swamp pulls this off?
We know
No.
Verb gonna go up there and rap his ass off. Shout
He
out
gotta
to
be
Verb.
direct.
Like,
He gotta be more direct. Verb gotta be direct.
right. I feel like he's gonna be very direct. I feel like Verb is direct, and sometimes it may seem indirect to people, but he's very direct in what he's saying a lot of times. It's just a lot of metaphors and things like that that he's using throughout. So he might be comparing you to a piece of shit, and throughout the rhymes, he's just, breaking down how you shit. You get what I'm saying? But people might look at that and be like, oh no, what the fuck, what is he rapping about? No, he's rapping to this person about this person and breaking down how he feels like he's better than them. But with Swamp has so much personality and charisma. People love him. Okay, people really love Swamp. So when he get up there on that stage, it's something that people just gravitate towards Swamp in terms of his performance and what he's saying.
Who you like?
I don't know how this one's gonna go either. I'm trying to think. Miami. I think I'm gonna go Verb. Reason being is I feel like they both may have been ready, but I'm gonna go Verb with the edge because I feel like Verb, he stood the test of time. He's seen all there is to see. He's battling a newcomer, but he's seen all of his work and has broken down all of his work. He sees the flaw somewhere there. And I feel like he's going to show everybody and attack that flaw, whatever that is. I feel like that's his goal. Whatever flaw is there, he's going after it.
Give me Shuni and E-Heart.
Shuni and E-Heart. I got E-Heart.
Me too.
I got E-Heart.
I got too.
Probably 3-0.
Yo, she was bad. I know. Did you watch her in Coffee on Black Ice?
I did. It was so great visually. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Shout out Black Ice Hotel. Yeah, that was.
They did a great job.
Yeah, and then QB, I love you, mama, but she did handle your ass up in the E-Heart was wild.
E-Heart kept telling her, "You don't want to battle me. Stop saying my name. You don't want to battle me for real." I'm like, oh my goodness, this is getting heated. It's getting heated. And then the battle actually happened, and I was like, I was just like, oh, like I knew E-Heart was gonna go crazy, right? Because this has kind of been long awaited, the back and forth, yada yada yada.
Kind of like, grudge match. You want to go in that
battle? Son in her, she was calling her daughter and shit. There's another thing, but it's one of those genres where it's just like I couldn't wait to see this, and it finally happened. And E-Heart went in there and did exactly what she said she was going to do. She said she couldn't hang with her. So all you do is disrespect. You can't hang with me. You're not going to outbar me. You're not going like
that second round. I remember listening like, damn, Heart. That's how you feel, yo. That's how you feel, Heart. How you feel about Shuni and KCJ? Rita?
Shuni and KCJ, fire. Do I think it should have won? I think it was. I would have to check the statistics again, which I can definitely get for you, but definitely one of those that was, I think, was held in higher regard overall by the people.
If Shuni finishes clean, does she have a chance? Right?
You mean versus E-Heart?
Yes, ma'am.
I feel like she could definitely win a round. It's not of Shuni to not be able to win a round, but I think I feel like E-Heart is going to get a gentleman's, or however you want, a ladies 30 in a sense, meaning like there's going to be competition there, but E-Heart is going to overall win a round. She just don't take her foot off the gas. Like her foot just never comes up off the gas pedal.
Pretty much.
Once she starts, it's a wrap.
Are you shocked these ladies never crossed paths? It took this long, 2024, and we're talking about Shuni and E-Heart after all these years?
I feel like everybody kind of took their breaks here and there, took time, maybe wasn't battling as much as we would have liked to see them. So, I mean, that kind of stuff happening at different times for different people, meaning that people have their heights, when someone else may have their, like, you get what I'm saying, or someone's inactive at a time, or just not. So it's the same. It's other battles out there that have been long awaited that we didn't see from back in the day. So it happens. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things that happens. I'm happy that we're finally getting it though. We need it. Shout out to Chrome 23.
Chirac and Zan.
Chirac and Zan.
You got Philly bias over there? Let me find out you got Philly bias over there, man.
Do I got Philly bias? Shout out to Zan. Nah, she be talking. I love her energy.
Yeah, I love Zan, yo.
Chirac in this instance, I feel like Chirac has more to discuss with Zan, meaning Zan's been around longer. We know more of her history. She has more, it's more for Chirac to be able to look through and figure out what to talk about. Versus Chirac, when it comes to Zan talking to Chirac, is not really much there in terms of like overall career. And then the main thing, which we hear all the time, I think people are going to start getting tired of hearing about it unless there's a different creative approach to it. We hear about him and just about every battle she's had. So it's starting to get a little tiring.
Yeah, tiring and monotonous, right? At this point, right?
Especially if people are not taking like a creative approach. It's just like people are saying like, "Oh, he's writing for you," and it's the same stuff. And it's like we already seen the matchup we wanted to see, which was the Tony Blanco John. So I don't want to hear about none of that about that man from nobody else.
We thought about Chirac when she battled TS. I know that battle was close.
That battle was close. How did you call it though?
Yo, I ain't gonna hold you though, yo. I might have edged Chirac by a smidge though, Reda. I ain't gonna hold you, but I ain't mad if someone gave TS that battle though. I can't front though.
Yeah, it was a good back and forth. I feel like Chirac just been proving herself. Like that's all I can say. Chirac just been proving like, yo, put me in that ring. I'm going to stand up there and do work. Like win, lose, or draw. Even if you got some of her battles debatable, or she goes up there and does her job every time.
So I interviewed Chirac a couple of days ago. She told me she want to smoke Rock Lee.
That's a good one though. That's a good one. I mean, them both being newer.
She must stand a chance.
Chirac feeling like she should have been Rookie of the Year.
Exactly
1 year, rookie of the year, Rock Lee.
She's fell away about that shit. She fell away about that.
So I mean, there's a backstory here. There's something to discuss. You get what I'm saying? That promo for that is going to be right. You know what I'm saying? Because Chirac is very intelligent. So she's going to be able to break down exactly how she feels, why she feels that way, and how things may be flawed in her view. And Rock Lee, shout out to her, but her promo was good too. She can talk shit with the best of them too. She's not trying to go back and forth in like a personal way. Oh, but she's slick with her tongue. She from the NOLA.
Absolutely.
So it's like she real slick with her tongue too. So I look, this is one of the ones for me. I can't wait to see it. Hey Doc, get that one set up. Get that one.
Jade and Coffee.
What'd you say?
Jade and Coffee.
You said Jade and Coffee?
Yeah,
Jade and Coffee. I got Coffee winning this one clear. Shout out to Jade and her material. Her performance is just not there. Her performance is just not there. Her performance is very much, and for sometimes I like it when she's just very like nonchalant, like it's a waste of my fucking time. I'm up here rapping this fire shit to your whack ass. I like it sometimes, right? Because that's the you know what I'm saying? Like, she just be like, oh, gotta spit my bars, my fire ass bars to your whack ass. That's the energy she gives off. But Coffee goes up there and gives 110%. Jade is just lacking in that performance department for me. So I got Coffee winning this one. I know Jade gonna have some fire work for her though, some fire bars. That one is two. That two is gonna be a good one. But I think Coffee's just gonna clear her.
How many bars, how many times do you expect Shayna Ashley to shit on Averb?
Was she shit on Averb or is she going to shit on the
same building? I think it's crazy. I think Shayna Ashley and Averb in the same building is crazy.
I don't know if she's going to shit on Verb or if she's going to shit on, I don't know what, honestly, is Verb going to shit on her? Is he going to shit on her in the bars?
He won't. I thought he would, but she's gonna shit on a nigga heavy. I know. I told a nigga that, bro. She gonna get at you. Know that. She don't get at your ass, nigga. You know what I'm saying? She'll get at you, man.
He's headlining the card. He wins.
Yes. Reda, have you rapped before?
Not necessarily in a sense of like, I know I've never battled or nothing like that. That I write, I was a writer. So
Okay.
I've been in studios before. I've like helped people with stuff and did some stuff, but it just wasn't something that for me, time wise, just couldn't be in the studio all day and all night. And ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying? Ain't too much being produced from it. So time wise, that was an issue for me. But I did write.
Are you going to Chrome?
Chrome, I don't know yet. I gotta figure that out. I don't know what events I'm all going to yet. I'm still trying to figure stuff out. You know, I wanna. It's a 2-day event. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure stuff out though in terms of dates. I might have other things going on around that time, so I'm looking at that date and looking at something else right now. Like, I might not be able to go to that, but that's about to be fire, Miami. That's gonna be fire. It's gonna be a good weekend.
You going to John John's event?
John John's event, I'm not sure about either. Shout out to the fellas who, you know, I mean, I feel like this is not an event for me. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, I got you. I see why you say that though. I kind of see why you, as a man, I understand
for me. I would like to go. I was playing around with Aaron Ward, like texting him like, oh, John, I said, but I'm not sure if he's going either. I don't know what his dates are in terms of like his dates won't be free either, but it's one of those joints where it's like, I don't really think this is the environment for me.
A Million Man March? A Million Man March?
Like, I don't think this is the environment for me in Atlanta. It's just not that's not a cool joint at all. So I'm gonna keep my ass home and let y'all fellas congregate. Have your time in the man cave.
Right, the man cave, Okay. Have you thought about managing?
People have like reached out to me to manage or tried to ask me about whether or not I would manage. Me personally, I would not. I just don't. The thing is, going back and forth with people sometimes about their career is a lot. And I don't want to have those heated moments. I'll say that. I don't want to have those heated moments where we got to go back and forth and then we got to reconvene and like, you know, hug it out and shit like that and get back to business. I just don't want to have those moments. It's stressful. It's very stressful. And I try my best. Smoke my little bit of weed, drink my water, maybe a little teacup here or there.
Right.
I just want to relax.
I got you.
It's already enough.
I got you.
I just don't want to be having, you know, it's a lot to deal with. So shout out to all the managers because me, as much as I think people think I would be a great choice as a manager, it's just a lot of work and I don't have the time for it right now.
Give me your top 5 female rappers of all time.
All time. You said female rappers? Just regular rappers. Regular rappers. Regular rappers. MC Light. Queen Latifah.
Okay.
People hate this one. Lauryn Hill.
Why do they Lauryn though?
Huh?
Why do they?
Because they're like, people like, oh, she was a singer too. Mind you, back then that singing, rapping thing was like on the fence. People like, oh, she can, but
she wasn't the Fugees. Let's keep it.
But that's what I said. People, and then just, you know, me being from this tri-state area, hearing about like stories about her rapping back in the day, yada yada yada. She did it all. Lil Kim was crazy. And then why you frown your face at Lil Kim?
Because I'm gonna ask you a question. Okay, so I'm glad you were there. You got Kim over Foxy.
Do I have Kim over Foxy? You talking about just lyrical ability?
Ability.
Sometimes I can tell you this: Foxy Brown was not rhyming. Sometimes it used to throw me off. Sometimes she would just say something. Don't throw your pen. Go listen to the words. Sometimes she would just say something random. And then get into a whole nother. I'm like, well, where's the rhyme at? Where did that rhyme with? Foxy, we can do better than this. Like she had moments like that. I'm sorry. I love Foxy. I love her, and I love her. Listen, she had times where she just was ending. She was ending her line, and it just would be like, what did that rhyme with? Though that didn't go with nothing. Where did that come from? And then her next line didn't rhyme with that either. So what do we just threw a line in there because it sound high. I understand you want to tell us about Ibizus and your trip to Versace and all that other shit, and it sound fly, but the shit gotta rhyme. Come on, man, we gotta make this shit rhyme. That's the first rule of rapping, rhyme. Like,
yeah, he says All right, finish the
Before you
list.
even start saying fire shit, you gotta rhyme your shit. So she used to have too many times for me that I'm listening and I'm like, what the fuck that rhyme with? Where that come from? What's going on here? Why that next line ain't going?
So no Philly girls, no Bahamadia, no Charlie Baltimore. What we doing? You know what? No.
Eve is one of my favorites. I'm not gonna lie. Eve is phenomenal. Eve is phenomenal. But if I'm gonna go overall, right? Because while I do love Eve, I gotta give props where it's due. Nicki Minaj is in my top 5, man. Nicki Minaj has done so many great things. Okay, she's shifted things in so many different ways. Let's talk about the mixtape era. Let's not act like you wasn't going crazy during the mixtape era. I'm talking about Nicki when she still was in New York and she was walking around with the low cut jeans and the belt and the wig with the little bang on it. You know what I'm saying? Let's give Nicki her props because she worked hard to be exactly where she is right now. I don't give a fuck how much she want to slack off or play around or play on Instagram and have fun. She can do whatever she wants to do. She has right now like nothing but sold out shows. Like she's on tour right now and nothing but sold out shows this long in the game, rapping as a female. I mean, it's crazy feat. She's worked so hard to do whatever it is that she wants to do right now. I'm glad she's having fun with her career too.
You like the new girls?
Say that again. You was breaking up.
The new girls, the Sexy Reds, the Lottos. You like those? You like the new girls?
First of all, people hate me for loving Ice. I love Ice Spice the first time I heard her. Reason being, right? This is before the Munch song. She had that song where she had on like the black with the little, it had like the little, it was kind of like the little see-through kind of drawing, the black with the red coat. And she was talking crazy in the song. She's talking about a dude in the song, but she's talking crazy about bull, right? People hated her. And I'm like, they like, oh, this girl ain't got no talent. All she can do is shake ass, yada, yada, yada. I went and actually listened to all her songs. Like, I heard that song. I was like, hold up. We got something here. I see something here. She had a different look. It was the red hair, red curly hair. And she was talking smoochy shit, but on a whole nother, like, on a different level, like on some, I'm a pimp. I fuck all these niggas. I do what I want type vibe, right? So I went listen to all her music from that she had available at that time. Fire. She was fire. Her flows. I'm like, bitches ain't flowing like this on beats. You know, Cardi just recently came out and said like she declined to be on Munch because she couldn't catch the flow.
Really?
Try to rap Munch. Try to rap Munch. I tell people try to rap Ice Spice shit in comparison to like a Sexy Red or try to rap Munch or try to rap that other shit she put out, that recent shit. People can't catch that flow sometimes. That shit fuck them up. But I love her. I love Sexy Red. Sexy Red is another one. I'll be in the house going crazy. I got my whole little Sexy Red playlist because she put out so many bangers. I love what Sexy Red is doing. Lotto, I love Lotto too. Glorilla, her new shit is crazy. That Year Glow, chopped and screwed.
I like that shit hard.
I don't listen to it regular. That joint gotta be chopped and screwed.
We from Houston now? You said True to Scrap. You want that type of vibe?
Go listen to it. Go listen to Year Glow, chopped and screwed. It's gonna change your whole perspective. You're gonna be like, I can't listen to this shit regular no more.
Because you said I'm trying to peep that though. I did not damn. Okay.
Yeah. So I love all the new ladies that's out right now in terms of it's some that's not really being talked about enough. And I get that, but they on their way up. So I can't wait to see those girls like get they just due.
Are you up on Shay Noir?
On who? Shay New York? Yeah. There's a few women out here that's like Ken the Man. There's a few people out here that's like really working and shit and doing their ones, and I see them and I follow them and shit like that. But they right there, they like where Ice Spice was like a year ago. You get what I'm saying? They got some joints out in the streets that's popping in the clubs here or there. You know what I'm saying? People giving them their streams and shit like that. But they right there.
Okay. Ms. Reda, I appreciate you as always for giving me some knowledge here, love. I hope so next year, listen, are you ever on a Cody panel? Do you plan on ever doing that or no? Never? No?
Nah. I never planned on doing a Cody panel. I did the 1 year I did the Cody panel was the pandemic year.
Right.
And it really it wasn't much going on that year in terms of like us debating. We kind of just sent in a video and left it at that. But it was the 1 year I was on the Cody panel, and I think being up there on a Cody panel is already it's already enough guys
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of guys, and then there's no other female perspective in the room. Me being who I am, I don't like to be over talked. Not that I'm going to be up there yelling, but I don't like to be over talked. So I also don't want to be looked at as introverted on the panel because I didn't say as much or I didn't speak up enough. It's just, I'm not about to sit here and argue with you, sir.
I'm glad you went there because I said, all right, so I on my blog, right? And I had to reach out to Wing because I didn't want to get offended when I said that. I felt like Wing wasn't, I wanted to hear more from Wing, and I had to reach out to him like, yo, that's not an insult to you. That's a credit to you because I've known you for so long. I wanted you to talk, but she said I wasn't trying to, like, once I seen certain things, I'm like, fuck, she threw her hands up, basically, you know what I mean? But,
I mean, shout out to Wing. I mean, everybody has their time to speak. She did contribute, and everybody has their time to speak. But I will say, she's done all the work. She's done the work 4 years now in a row. And
We've been there for a long time, yo.
She's not the quietest. That's all I'll say. She has not been the quietest. So at least we getting something from her, and I'm not having to pull words out of her or trying to make her speak in any kind of way.
Another one. I did a show when me her and every fan did shows that together back in the day. So I'm real familiar.
You know she's very vocal, right? She's vocal when she needs to be, though. When she needs to be.
You know what I mean? My sister, I appreciate you as always, man.
Thank you for having me. More blessings. Hopefully we get to see each other soon. I'll be outside somewhere.
But you don't go. You don't go to events like you used to no more. You kind of like.
Well, it's time. It's a timing thing. Sometimes my time just don't line up with their time. I gotta be having stuff planned. I'm like, I want to do this with my son this weekend. And a week later, a card pop up, and I'm like,
right. I ain't gonna lie though. Y'all section over there when I went to Chrome, y'all was lit over there. God damn, y'all section was fucking lit.
Let me think.
Y'all section was crazy.
That section had Bill Collector, Rock, Twerk was over there. Caution. I think 40 Bars and E Hart came over there.
Crazy.
It was a lit. I think that was Bill's section though. That might have been Bill Collector's section.
Over there. I ain't gonna hold you. I think it's had some vibes on that side though. I ain't gonna hold you though, man. Reda, I appreciate you as always.
Yeah, that was a fire event, fire start to what we will see from Chrome 23. I can't wait to see this event down there in Miami. I can't wait to see how she show out. It's gonna be I know she about to take it to the next level, and it's a 2-day situation. Right. She want to take it to the next level.
I gotta nitpick a little bit, Rem.
Nitpick on what? Are you going to nitpick on her technical difficulties, things out of her control?
No, I want to nitpick on the trailer that probably could have showcased the people a little more. I felt a little.
She showcased herself. She's selling the product.
She could have showcased the product a little more. You know what I'm saying?
I honestly think we're going to probably get a little bit more of an extensive trailer. She's given us something theatrical like this, and then giving us, something different too. So I think we're going to get something else from her in terms of a trailer. I feel like her face-offs are either recorded and going to start getting put out, or she's going to record them as soon as she can. So she's always been crafty about that too with the face-offs. So I think we're going to get a little bit more. This is just again, she's selling a product, right? This is her league. I think people are buying into her as well when they're going to this league. We're not expecting to see anybody else up there on her stage. It's the same with URL. People are going there to see Smack as well. They don't want to see anybody just up there on stage. They want to see Mr. URL Smack himself up there hosting them battles. So it's all a part of it. I'm not mad at the trailer. I love the trailer. I don't know what you complaining for about.
I like the trailer.
I don't know what you complaining for about.
Let me say this. As a man,
no complaints.
As a man, I have no complaints. All right, let me say that. As a man,
I have a battle rap fan and an advocate for the rappers.
Right. So I gotta separate the man, right, from the battle rap fan now and say, as a battle rap fan, I'm saying, get a little bit. You know what I mean? But I hope you go out there, man. I hope to see you out there if you go out there.
I gotta figure it out. Yeah, I gotta figure it out. This is a big year. My son is graduating this year too, so that's why I'm like, some of these dates is like, I gotta figure some of this stuff out. But yeah, so big year for me and my kids. So that's why I'm like,
how old is your son?
He's 13, so he's about to go to high school.
Okay. How you dealing with that?
Big year.
Are you
Big year.
protective?
I mean,
Mom? Are you the protective mom? Are you the mom? No, leave my son alone. Are you one of those mothers?
No. I let him rock out. I let him do his thing. Like, I understand being like a kid and being at that age. I did not want my mom like all up under me 24/7. Like, you know.
Right.
But it was still times when I was his age where I'd be like, "Mom, can I sleep in your bed tonight?" So
Right.
I get it. As a kid, you hormonal as shit. Do your thing, live your life. You'll come back to me when you're ready to come back to me. I love you. You love me. We'll see you at dinner. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. Sister, I appreciate everything you do for the culture, man.
appreciate you too.
I literally watch you grow. You know what I'm saying? And everything you've done for the last couple of years, man, it has to be applauded. You gotta give your flowers and your respect for what you've done, man. You know what I mean? So continue success to you, sister. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Same to you. Keep going with the interviews. We love your feedback no matter where you are. Bird Space is here. We love when you're throwing that pen at that screen when something ain't right.
I appreciate you.
Definitely. I will chat with you later. It's been real. It's been real.
We'll talk. Peace
yeah,
and love,
I'll chat with you off the recording real quick.
Yes, we'll talk. All right. All right. Peace and love. Shout out to Reda right quick, man. Y'all already know.